You're not dreaming. You're watching Mr. Lobo's, what is it, Action Talk? Sure? All right, Action Talk. Weekly Action Talk. Boy, we got a lot going on. A lot to announce. I cannot believe we are closing in on the end of October, Aaron.
Yeah.
This seems impossible, right?
Yeah.
This is the most whirlwind. What did you say?
So like a blur.
Yes, the most whirlwind of a Lobotober ever. But we had a busy time. We did a lot of stuff. Some of the things turned out great. Some not so much. But we were busy. You can't say we weren't busy. Of course, we're still reeling from the trunk or treat last weekend, and we're still putting on the touches. I won't say final touches, because I feel like we'll be doing a lot more touches even after this Saturday, but we're going to watch it Saturday night, ready or not. The Ghastly Love of Johnny X, our most ambitious episode ever, premieres finally premieres this Saturday. A lot of sacrifice, a lot had to come together. We still will be putting more finishing touches on it for the Blu-ray, but we will be watching it together on Saturday night, and immediately afterward, we're going to be doing a mini marathon of Cinema Insomnia Halloween specials. So start putting a bug, maybe perhaps in the general chat on the Facebook group, or maybe on Twitter or Twitter X or Exeter. Wherever you think you can put a bug in Mr. Lobo's ear, why not talk about your favorite and suggest your favorite Cinema Insomnia Halloween specials of years past, and we will try to accommodate some of those Saturday night, the 28th, after the visitants, going into the 29th. And the Ghastly Love of Johnny X, directed by Paul Bonnell, the wonderful, charming, talented Paul Bonnell and his lovely wife, Claudia Bonnell, who get married in the episode. Paul Bonnell wants this episode, the Johnny X episode, to be the most backed Cinema Insomnia episode ever. And what does that mean? That means the largest number of people pre-order the Blu-ray at the associate producer level, which is about $75, or it's actually $74 plus postage. And you get your name in the credits as an associate producer. You get the double Blu-ray, because it has Paul's movie separate and the Cinema Insomnia episode. All of the extras, including a brand new audio commentary. And you get, did I mention the IMDb, Aaron?
You haven't mentioned it yet.
Internet Movie Database. That's what proves you have a career in the industry. You have to have your you have to be on the Internet Movie Database. Sometimes they'll let you into big conventions. Just if they'll look at you, oh, you've got an IMDb? Okay, you're a big shot. Get on in here.
And Ghastly Scope Gogs.
Oh yeah, the Ghastly Scope Gogs, which are the sort of 3D glasses for the 3D sequence. And which will not be this Saturday. You won't see the 3D sequence this Saturday. The final 3D sequence is not final yet. It's still big. 3D Johnny and Melody are still working on it. And let's see here. We've got.
Paul's been giving out
Oh yeah, he's been giving extra swag
whoever backs it.
to everyone who backs it. He's got CDs and lobby cards and posters and the old DVD of it that he's still giving out. So so you might very well get a surprise if you jump on. We only have 41 backers. To be the most backed, to tie the most backed episode ever, we need 50 backers. So we need 9 more of you to jump on as an associate producer for our big Halloween episode this weekend, The Ghastly Love of Johnny X. Please support us if you can. Okay.
Now, did you want to run the promo for the episode again?
Oh, that's a good idea. Why don't we, to moisten your appetite, why don't we run that an excellent promo that Aaron made one more time?
Space Agent Paul Bonnell, your mission on Earth was to crush the Earthlings' will with your films. Because of your failure, all films are digital now.
Really? There's only one man on this miserable burg who can help me. I'm in a bit of a pickle, a real chilly dilly. I'll finally let you show my movie.
Really?
You think you could get us into Shankweiler's drive-in movie theater tonight? Could you do that for me, huh?
So, you're an alien?
The thing is, I need to figure out a way to stay here because they're coming for me at midnight.
If you get married tonight when we're at the drive-in, they won't be able to deport you.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, this tiny theater is the oldest operating drive-in in the world.
Wow. 2 tickets, Dollface.
You're Paul Bonnell, the Johnny X movie director. Your money's no good here.
Cogarella, this is Paul. He's a filmmaker, and he's looking to get married.
Hi there.
We've been trying to marry off Cogarella ever since our Bride of the Monster episode.
Where did you film, Cadaver?
Not in the desert.
Not in the desert. No, you don't say.
It's our old friend, Sally, the zombie cheerleader. Do you want to marry Paul Bonnell?
No, not really.
Who wrote the songs?
Not Paul Williams.
Paul Williams.
We don't want to marry no Hollywood phony.
Get ready to dumpster dive.
We interrupt this Cinema Insomnia episode for an actual wedding.
Wow, that looks good. Wow, there was no reaction last week because I didn't know Aaron was going to be done with the promo in time. And he put the promo in there. This time, I get to see it. I get to react to it. So many funny moments. Paul and Claudia are so great in it. The girl gang is amazing. The flying saucer model, the whole fake drive-in model and spaceship from Monster Effects, that looked great. Everything looked great. Man, I am really excited about it. And of course, Paul's movie is great. It's kind of great because you get to see the professional, well-made, multi-million-dollar version inside of the movie, and then you get to see our backyard version of a similar story in the wraparound. Kids playing in the sandbox with their Tonka toys version, and so hopefully the two complement each other. I actually think it all plays together really well in what I've seen, and I hope you agree when you see it Saturday night. So please support us as an associate producer. You're convinced now, right? After seeing that, you're convinced. All right. Again, the big day, Hell's Bank Holiday, Halloween, is coming up. And if you want Mr. Lobo to give you a special greeting or some kind of special announcement, maybe a demon child is getting born somewhere. Maybe perhaps you've created a monster out of human parts and it's suddenly come to life and you need to commemorate that. Well, Mr. Lobo's your boy. Go over to Cameo and have me do a personal message for you on Cameo. Cameo.com/Mr. Lobo, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we have a short link that's longer than going to Cameo. If you like. CinemaInsomnia.com/Cameo, I think, right?
Yes.
So there's that. So like I said, I've done anniversaries and birthdays. I've talked to people's cats. I could do a special message for you on Cameo. VHS special. That was great to see come out of mothballs. That was actually photographed, much of it was photographed on a compact VHS camera. And so all of it was done with consumer video Dixie and I made that special. Dixie directed it and edited it, and then Aaron has restored it, and has done some improvements to the audio and made a couple extra edits, and it is it's most glorious. The VHS special is on our Roku channel, OSI74. It will be on the website and and YouTube soon, but we are technically making it part of season 7.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing it soon everywhere. But it's Ghastly Love of Johnny X will be our OSI season 7 premiere, and then VHS special will be the second one. So a very VHS Halloween rather is the name of it, and you can watch it on Roku right now, and it's going out to our stations, our PEG stations, our public television, educational, and government stations. There's college stations in there, PBS stations in there, all sorts of nonprofit stations. We give the show to nonprofit stations, and that costs. So when you're supporting us, you're also supporting 41 nonprofit television stations. So on OSI 74, when you're watching a very VHS Halloween, you should also check out the brand new episode of Rob Floyd's Fantasmo Trailer Vault. And we have a new episode of that. That is their Halloween episode, if I'm not mistaken. And do yourself a favor and play Mike Cadaver's Horror Pub Trivia. It's a lot of fun. And we're getting great feedback from that. People are sharing screenshots from their Instagram. Make that part of your Halloween celebration this year. Play the game with your friends at your parties. Mike Cadaver's Horror Pub Trivia. And so that's on OSI 74, the Roku channel. I did talk about the marathon Saturday night, of course. Just tell us what your favorite Halloween specials are. 7 p.m. on Halloween night, I will be going live on Twitch. That's much earlier than I typically go on, but I thought it might be an opportunity to catch some of our younger viewers. And also a good lead-in for John and Melody, who at 9 p.m. are showing some horror movies special for Halloween on our sister Twitch channel, Insomnia Theater, and we will be raiding that channel at the end of the night and dropping you off into that other Twitch channel whenever we're done with whatever we're done with on Halloween night, and that should be pretty fun. And this year for Halloween, last year we asked a lot of you to send us your videos, and we've had a lot of success with people sending us videos for various episodes of the show. This year for Halloween, unfortunately, we did not. We were kind of behind with Ghastly Love of Johnny X and Giant Monster Air Sea Battle Super Turtle meets Shovel Face and Retrocon the movie Part 2, Return of the Rise of the Space Transformers. With all of those episodes in flux and being made, we didn't quite get to do a separate standalone Halloween episode. But we got a good start on a Trunk or Treat special. And my vision for the Trunk or Treat special is to celebrate Trunk or Treat. Or as I like to say, Trunk and Treat, because you get both. You get a trunk and you get a treat. A lot of people maligned Trunk or Treat because they think it's somehow replacing trick-or-treating, or they're threatening trick-or-treating. This is just another tradition. And in a lot of cases and in a lot of areas, it's saving trick-or-treating. In a lot of rural areas, houses are too far apart. In some cases, their little legs are too short. In other cases, it's just an evolution of the fall festivals that they've always done. So don't poo-poo trunk or treating, because we had a blast at the Trunk or Treat at the drive-in. And I'd like to see people's trunk or treat experiences. So remember to shoot it horizontally on your phone. If you're going to a trunk or treat, or if there's one locally, or if you just want to dress up your car real weird and film it, or dress up in costumes, and make a display, and film a little something in honor of trunk or treat or trunk and treat, and send it to our video submissions page. and on the video submissions page that Scott has set up for us in the past, it should have all the information about, shooting it horizontally, making sure there's not a lot of excess noise, that sort of thing. And if you want to shoot something silent, that's fine too. We can always add music or what have you. But send us whatever, and we will try to use it in our Trunk or Treat special, or Trunk and Treat special for next year.
And where should they send that?
That's going to be on the video submissions. I think it's cinemainsomnia.com/video submissions, or you can email it to me at osi74info@gmail.com. So send me a link to your videos. And what else, Miss Mittens? Oh yes, this Saturday night I will be live in the studio, and I will be trying the It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown cereal, as presented by Apple TV. Kellogg's has made a cereal with the Peanuts characters, and I love this thing on the back where they try to quiz you on who the characters' names are. Hopefully you know all the characters from the Peanuts if you're buying the cereal. But we're going to try this on Saturday night, and maybe make a few adjustments if it doesn't taste as good as it should. So that'll be part of our festivities. We definitely will have some mail sack.
And you had to hunt for that.
Oh yeah.
We saw it everywhere until you wanted it for the show.
Until we wanted it for the show, and then it disappeared. We will have guests in studio. Maybe Yellow Fever will finally be here. But we will have guests in studio for our live segment. We'll do we'll go through our mail sack, because we've got several cool things in the mail. We've got some authors in our midst. Will Towles did a comic book called Ugly Jail. Will Vihara, Will the Thrill, who's been in many of our episodes, he finally put out his memoir. His memoir. And it's called Graffiti in the Rubber Room, Writing for My Sanity, a memoir by Will Vihara, Will the Thrill from the old Thrillville days. And he's in our Watching TV video, and he was in, I think he submitted a video last year to one of our episodes too. But yeah, Will the Thrill his book finally came out, and Mister Lobo is mentioned in it, so if you want to hear all our secrets. And then John Dimes has a book, The Wise and the Werewolves, a guide for the fledgling were-thing. This is a not-for-resale version that Mr. Lobo has, a special edition, special. This is put out by John Dimes, a great horror host, known to you as Dr. Sarcophagi. So we've got 2 books written by horror hosts, and Will Towles was a writer and a producer on Midnight Frights. So this is all horror host adjacent literature. You can team that up with The Star and the Space Princess by Rob McCarthy, who wrote a lot of jokes for Cinema Insomnia.
And then John Dimes was also Dr. X-Exorcist, right?
Oh yeah, Professor X-Exorcist in our Halloween special.
Yeah.
And Rick Furry.
Oh yeah.
Rick Furry in the Visitants episode. The Visitants episode, which premiered last night at the Kinship Brewery in Waukee, Iowa, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited to get some reports from how that turned out. But we sent them some flyers, and we did a little intro for them, and they presented. It's a beautiful place. They presented we did a special brew, this special horror themed beer. They showed Cinema Insomnia, and they're very excited about doing more. So if your grandpa or your uncle or your nana has a pub with a big screen, or maybe a bowling alley or a cafe, maybe set up a Cinema Insomnia clandestine screening of your own. And I think that's about it for the announcement. Jam-packed. I hope your spooky season is going fantastic. Please join us live Saturday night on Twitch. There is a tutorial here in the Facebook, well not here, but if you're watching it on the Facebook fan group, there is a little tutorial in the files on how to get on Twitch. But if you give Twitch a try if you haven't before. See you live on Saturday night. We're going to do our exciting pre-show, and then we're going to premiere our brand new, most ambitious episode ever, Cinema Insomnia, the ghastly love of Johnny X.